Mr. Youssef Louni, you are the winner of the Grand Prix du Chef de l'État du Sénégal for the Biennale of 2016. What is your first impression after being chosen by the jury?
My feeling?
Yeah.
It was great. I was happy, and especially that it's the first time I take part in this Biennale. So I didn't expect this at all, but actually I was more proud with the reaction of people, like everybody, all level, all kind of people, they were expressing their admiration to the work, and that was the real prize. But of course, the prize is something, caused me a lot of happiness.
Okay, the art you present for this Biennale is a CD. What was the inspiration of this CD?
Yeah, actually, I was working on cities like since 2 years. Now I'm on I work on the project of this city, but actually the work started, or the main project started more with the ruined city, seeing all these shocking pictures from Syria and Yemen, and especially from the Arab Spring in general. I thought of, or I worked on this project, like I want to make a destructive city, totally destroyed city, and with the time it developed into, I tried to create a sort of imaginary city instead of the reality, which is which we live in, So the project was presented in Egypt a year ago, or less than a year ago, and I was chosen to realize it here. And so here I came with no idea about what it would look like, So I let myself, with my intuition, and also with the inspiration of Dakar as a city, I wanted to bring my impression of Dakar to this building, to building this city. So I came almost with empty hand, so all the materials, all the objects, I decided that should be from here. So just to give it a life, to make it close to the sort of life Senegali people or Dakar is.
Which message is behind this city, this destroyed city? Which is the message behind it?
I don't know. The word message is a little bit difficult to my understanding. I'm a bit cautious to use it, but it is. I was creating an artistic state of mind for a city, which can represent any part of the world we live in, the good and the bad sides, like the chaotic aspect, like the fragility of life also. This was very important to bring, and it also has its bright side, bright aspect, like I started, or the title of this city I gave the Arab word maqam, and maqam refers to different things, or it has many different meanings in the Arab language. So it refers to the sort of place we love to live in, or we live in, or the home. It refers also to the shrines of the dead, or of the holy persons who died. where people go to worship. It also has to do with the Arabic music scales, with, like maqamat al-Arabiya. So this poetic aspect, which is almost like music, like I had also to interfere, to integrate it or to bring it to the work. So it's a sort of like a mental state of piece of art. In its structure, you can see all kind of aspects you can see in life, So this is mainly what I was concerned, like in this work.
Do you have any idea about Senegal, about art and culture here before your before this time in Senegal?
Yeah, when I knew that when I was invited, so I had to go through Wikipedia and just to have an idea, like what sort of place, what sort of culture, what sort of language, what sort of religion, and I had an idea about, like how many population, whatever, and the ethnic thing. But seeing reality is not like reading, like, so I just had the basic information, which you can find in everywhere, but the sort of real impression it occurs when you come. So I was overwhelmed from the first moment actually, by this tolerance of, like I felt here, like the kindness of people, like also the state of religion, like religion here is not as screaming like in Egypt, for example. In Egypt, everybody or all the mosques you have, like screaming microphones, and people pretend to be religious, and they are religious from the surface, But in reality, you really feel the aggression, especially after what happens in the revolution, like after these 5 years of being upset, like from the process of the revolution. So people became more aggressive, and this for me and also for the fact that Egypt is more developed country than Senegal. I expected that, like to find the opposite, but I found that, like it was really, I was touched by this kindness and this tolerance and this simplicity, and also with this democracy. We have now, we live into since 60 years actually or more, but into this, like military dictatorship. But and nowadays, like we are experiencing the worst, or Egypt experienced the worst days in its modern history, So seeing this or comparing to this from the point of being an Egyptian, I was very much, like, touched by this.
Does that mean it's your first time to come here in Senegal to meet Senegalese? And then what will be the future of the relationship with Senegal? Will you be here next time when they invite you for the next Biennale?
Of course, I would love to. And even if they don't invite me, I will come to visit, like now I have relation with the city. I even had contacted, like some people. I got some, like really close to some people, like, and I keep them in memory, So, no, I felt home when I came, like there is not, I felt I can live here, So, no, I will come, whether participating into artistic events or just as a tourist, like.
What is the reputation of Biennale de Dakar in the world? Because you are in this around this business of art and then culture. What is the reputation of Senegal there?
Of Senegal, of
What-
the
the
Biennale.
Biennale.
I mean, it's one of the most important in Africa. It's very well known, and everybody knows that Biennale de Dakar is something very prestigious and very important. It's even more important than and more professional also than Cairo Biennale. Seeing here how it functions. Out of the demonstrative aspect, which was chaotic this year, but this one can understand, But from the artistic, aspect, it was very, very professional. You get the sort of highest, the most famous curator, like Simon Jami this time, for example. It's always, choosing the curator is also goes within competitive process, and this is what I can call democracy. So, in Egypt, for example, we have just just an employee, some guy who's every year is doing it, and he's non-professional at all, and or the whole organization. It is really governmental, and you can you see all you are. Sorry.
Which kind of doors this prize can open for you around the world?
I have no idea, but from the contact I got so far, it sounds very promising. Many different people from all over the world, and also some of them are very important. They expressed their admiration to my work, and they asked me to send them, my previous work, or to get in contact. And I hope that something come out of this.
Okay, forever, your name will be right on this list, Grand Prix du Chef de l'État du Sénégal, and then you will write it on your business card. That's make you to be an ambassador of Senegal. That you also said you find nice and then beautiful Senegalese women around you. And then what will be right now, and then for the next steps, your relation with this country, and then in this part of Africa?
I didn't quite get it.
What will be your relation with Senegal for the next steps? Will you do something in Senegal? Will you stay? Will you have any contact? Will you open up an office here, or try to train some artists?
It's difficult to think of living here, of course, but because I'm living in Switzerland, or in between Cairo and Basel in Switzerland. But I mean, I have the contact with Senegal here, or Dakar here. So whenever I have a chance to do something artistically or on any other level, I would appreciate it.
What would be the next steps of your life as an artist? Next projects.
I will just I will use the money to buy some more material, to work more, and to experiment more. That's what makes me happy now. Probably I will have a bigger studio.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you.